Hey gang, this is a video just to help out players in the current alpha, and I imagine a lot of the stuff will stay the same when it's launched. Just starting with some basic controls and menus and interface stuff. Just a few tips that people might not have picked up on because they're too busy smashing monsters and grinding gear. So just as I rotate around the screen, I'll start with some of the various different controls. Here we've got top right, the menu button. Of course, this is where you get to your in-game mail. Oh, skill stone is sold. I'll go pick that up later. Next to that, settings. So sound settings can be pretty important if you're doing voice chat, which is why I've got them set the way they are, which I'll explain probably in another video. Auto pickup helps you to grab stuff as you run around the map. Some points you might want to take off some of the smaller things to save space, depending on what you're doing. Item suggestions helps to have on whenever you automatically pick up something. If it's better than what you're using, you can just whack it on straight away. Everything transfers and you don't have to go back into your inventory. Party settings, if you're immortal, got your bling. So if I turn that off, I guarantee there's a few immortals running around, don't know they can turn their cape off. And here's some snakes about to kill an AFK. It's handy if you're trying to snipe people in a underpowered arena. Controls. To be honest, I haven't messed with skill targeting. There's very little difference between the two different layouts. To be honest, I couldn't even tell you exactly what they are, but layout 2 I think has it a bit higher if you've got larger, where is it? If you have your minimap large, sometimes it can make it a bit difficult to cancel your skills that you're using. You can turn your name on and off so it doesn't annoy you. Here we go, minimap. So yeah, if you've got large minimap like this, the cancel button for your abilities is sort of up here and makes it a bit of a pain to see. So I stick with small, seems to work fine. And these guys will just be going at it for hours, adding some nice sound effects. Controls, graphics. Yeah, so this is the option when activating a skill to cancel it, which will appear above your abilities. You slide the ability that you're charging or targeting with so that you don't waste it, and the other option to just move it out of range, which I haven't even played with. Graphics, of course, if you're playing PvP, can have an impact on how well you can compete without lagging out too much. World brightness, so the dungeons can be quite dark. If you've got a bit of sunshine around, it's difficult to see. Chat settings. Of course, when you're in game and with this chat screen, which you can expand, although it doesn't stay there for long if you let go. Whatever chat is in, if you actually tap on that, it will come up in that chat. So obviously with the amount of spam in the world chat, that's constantly scrolling and you're trying to get to your clan or your house, makes it a pain in the butt to just be able to shortcut to it. So, plus with the speed that world chat goes, it's not very useful to have in your chat preview. Actually, zone's a good one to have. I didn't understand what that was when I first took that off, but basically anyone within your sight range, and if you've got party members, their icons will be coloured or faded based on how close they are. So literally someone further up on the map won't be able to read or hear your voice, your zone message. So it's a way to communicate to anyone in your local vicinity, like when you're camping as I am here for a meta event, which is, we call it cart. Find party, bit annoying unless you're actually trying to find a party. So, and my log, which has all your items and certain events pop up, which you certainly don't need in chat preview. Activity log is a little pop-up that'll come up every now and then when you achieve a major event, maybe find some legendary loot or kill a boss. Wow, I didn't know that one had it. So autoplay voice memos. Now that I've been playing it a while, voice memos and voice chat are a hell of a lot easier than typing and saves you a lot of time. So having them also automatically play, so you don't have to manually do it, makes it much easier. Not to mention, if someone sends you a DM with a voice message, even if you're raiding a boss or something, you'll hear the message, and even if the volume of the boss is too loud, you'll know you've got a message to check later. Here's how you can either tap or drag the chat preview. The tap will only go up to a certain point, whereas the drag, you can temporarily at least expand it much larger. So if I tap here, I've seen it go a lot bigger than that, so maybe it's something to do with how many recent messages are there. Notifications. Okay, let's put that one back on. New Immortal goals available, you might as well. So these are obviously notifications that have appeared since becoming Immortal that I didn't even know were there before. So this will be useful for people to know. Obviously, we started a Kion raid this morning. Having that notification means you could get there, but it's in a bit of a nightmare to get in because the leaders have to actually make you part of a specific group, and if they're in doing the raid, it's very difficult to do. Rite of Exile, yeah, why not? New items at the, oh yeah, I want that on. Do not disturb, I'll probably fiddle with those. And I'll turn that off. Count. So they're the basic settings. And again, back to the voice. So often people will, if you don't have a headset, you're competing with the speaker from the phone and the voice, and if their face isn't close to the phone, then that'll sometimes cancel out their voice. So if they have their music and effects volumes down, then that doesn't cause feedback. They can be heard if they want to use voice memos. But with all of them sort of even, and you're trying to use voice without a headset, it's next to impossible. Here we have the inventory menu. Obviously here you can check stats on your gear and stats on your player. Gems in your gear. Town portal, which somebody showed me fairly late, is a way to get back to, say, a blacksmith, salvage the gear you've got, and when you go back to where you came from, the loot that you couldn't fit in your bag will still be on the ground, and you can pick that up. And in a lot of the other menus, there are little shortcuts to applicable menus as well, which help. One thing about your inventory menu and even your menu here are there are navigational shortcuts you can use. So once you reach level 55 and you can change your difficulty, you can only do that at one place, which is over here in Westmarch. But to get to Westmarch, tap the map, tap back. You might be over here, so you've got to scroll the map, hit Westmarch. It's a pain in the backside. If you want to quickly get to Westmarch to change your difficulty, the shortest way I've found is just hit menu, hit Challenge Rift, which is in Westmarch, hit navigate. Done. Once you're there, change your difficulty and you can move on from there. There's many different ways of improving navigation in your inventory. For example, at Westmarch, let's go have a look. There are many different places you might want to spawn. If you go to Challenge Rift, obviously you're going to pop out here. But if you wanted to get to the blacksmith, you'll either teleport again or have to run down, whereas jumping out of this part here can get you there much quicker. When you get used to the game and where you want to go when you get to Westmarch, you can use different shortcuts to get there. So if I shortcut to any of these vendors, I'm going to pop out here. So if there isn't a shortcut to get to this guy, if there's a shortcut to get to this vendor, I'm going to pop out here and I can just run down there, save a bit of time. So in your bag, if I want to visit a blacksmith wherever I am, this can be the quickest way. Just to go to inventory, boom, boom, boom. Save having to bring up the map. Oh, where's the blacksmith? Or here, I can see the icons. I can hit navigate or go to where I want. And then hit navigate, or maybe it's just quicker to open inventory, hit that blacksmith and go there. There's only one charm vendor who's in Westmarch, so this is a good shortcut to get to the location I just showed before, rather than the Challenge Rift, which you still have to do some running. And other places like the jeweler or the honor merchant, the stone vendor, reforged stone vendor, he's next to the blacksmith in Westmarch. So they're good tips for navigating. And of course, you can post links. So we're about to we're about to be ready for a meta event, so it's quite helpful to post to clanmates. So here with the smiley icon, for those that don't know how to do links, you can link any of your items in chat, your location in chat, will appear here. Press send. Boom. That's how you do links. And now anyone who can see that chat can hit that link. And if they're in a different difficulty, they don't have to go back to Westmarch and change. It'll just bring them up from this location here. They'll spawn from here and start auto-pathing up. I find it's a bit easier to get there through this path as well, so often I'll do the location from this position just so you can run down through here. It's a bit easier than running through here with mobs sometimes. And here comes the cart. For those who don't actually know how that works as well, he'll basically come through here, stop there. Somebody has to kill the guards until he moves to the next position, and so on and so forth. So if you're over here at a weird time of the night and cart's just, you're waiting for him here where he jumps out and you get your loot, it may be that just there's nobody there actually driving the cart, we call it, which may be the case now. Nope, there he goes. Someone found him. So I'll end this video here and continue with more tips and strategy and following the basic sort of interface guide. I'll get some people from other classes to help out with guides on different hero classes to help people decide if they're bored with one, which one to try next, or perhaps before the game launches, make a better decision as to which style class they want to play. I'm playing monks, so I'll do a guide for that one. Have a good one.